Happy New Year, Global Tea Hut. I'm drinking some well-aged Tae Guan Yin. Join me for a cup and let's talk about all the amazing announcements and changes we have for 2017. Before we talk about all the announcements for 2017, I thought I would share a little bit with you about what makes Global Tea Hut such a special experience for those of you who are new to Global Tea Hut or thinking of joining in 2017. Global Tea Hut is, of course, a very special magazine. It's very unique because it's 100% ad-free. And that means no gimmicky doodads that brew tea for you, no silly teas that we're endorsed to review, no articles that we've been paid to write. Everything is tea wisdom from cover to cover, and it's all honest and forthright and to the best of our ability accurate. It's also completely holistic. So we cover tea unlike no one on earth. We cover tea from its processing and science to its brewing, and then of course also the spirit and the cultivation of a tea practice that can change your life. Global Tea Hut also is very much a community of people in 40 countries around the world who love tea, are sharing tea together, and slowly growing closer and becoming friends through tea. Finally, Global Tea Hut also is tea. Every month it comes with tea. And more importantly, it comes with an approach to tea. It comes with an approach of sustainable, organic tea that is grown in harmony with the earth. So all 12 teas that you receive in a year, all of them are grown in a way that didn't harm nature, didn't harm the lives of the farmers and their families who produced it, and then of course are healthy for those of us who consume it. Also, all of this magic then is non-profit, and all of the proceeds go to support this free tea center here where people all around the world come to learn about Cha Dao. And so through subscribing, you're supporting a space that you yourself can come visit and learn in. And there's nothing like that experience of being able to learn from tea, grow in tea, be a part of a tea community, and also support a free center where you yourself can then travel to and learn about tea. And these are some of the many, many things that make Global Tea Hut such an exciting and amazing project. And talking about all of the wonderful things that make Global Tea Hut so special, and especially the sustainability of our tea and our project and our commitment to protecting the earth, leads us into the first announcement for 2017, which many of you have no doubt already noticed as the January envelopes start to arrive around the world, which is that the magazine looks completely different. And that's really exciting because we've found a printer, and it's a printer we can work with for a really long time. Up until now, we've struggled to find a printer that could produce the magazine in a way that we liked and that loved our project and wanted to support us, simply because we weren't printing enough copies. And a lot of these companies are really big and they print in the thousands, and most of their customers are big like that, and so they just weren't giving us the attention that we want and deserve. And we met this beautiful printer. It has 50 years of history, and they come here to the center and they really believe in what we're doing, and the print quality is amazing, and they want to work with us to make a much more beautiful and better magazine, which is really important, because if you're going to print something in this world, you should print it beautifully, especially nowadays, now that we have digital versions of things. Printing should be done only if it's really, really beautiful. And that brings us to the second point about this amazing printer. Right now we're applying for certification. We'll tell you more about that when it comes, but basically Global Tea Hut now is 100% environmental and will be certified as such within the next month or two. We're applying right now. All of the paper used to print the magazine is recycled and does not come from trees. And secondly, all of the ink is soy-based. So this printer is much more environmental than the previous printers. So Global Tea Hut through and through will now be environmental. The tins are recycled, the envelopes recycled, and of course the magazine now too, 100% environmental, and we're gonna have certification for that. And that really means a lot to us. A lot of magazines nowadays are moving towards digital. They're doing that because they have to survive, because people are reading more on their phones and tablets and computers, and printing things, people aren't buying printed materials as much anymore. but often it's also cheaper for them, so they can make more money by just producing a digital copy. Global Tea Hut, of course, is available in digital versions. Our past issues are free in that form, and if you want a digital version, you can ask us and we'll send you one. But you can now rest comfortably knowing that not only is Global Tea Hut going to look 5 times better than it ever has, it's gorgeous and stunning, but also it's 100% environmental, which means a lot to us. And so that's the first really amazing thing that has already happened in 2017. The second thing that you may notice is that there's a new design to things, that the cans are a little different. We're organizing them by the genre of tea, and you got a little card that's going to tell you. So all the cans are going to be color coordinated, and they're going to, so when you have several cans throughout the year, you'll be able to, they'll be organized by the kind of tea. We're also switching the glue on the labels. So many of you have asked us about this. The glue that's going to stick the sticker to the labels is going to be different starting in February. So from now on, when you're finished with a Global Tea Hut tea, the labels will actually peel off very easily without leaving behind any paper, so that you can reuse the tin for some other tea or for a gift for someone. And that also is important to us, so that the tins are recycled and used more and shared more. Also, another thing about Global Tea Hut that you may have noticed is, of course, the expansion packs. Now, these expansion packs aren't fundraisers. They aren't attempts to raise money. We're doing them just to increase your education on various topics. We realize that some of the things that we write about, not all of you have access to those experiences and kinds of tea. Like in December, our first expansion pack, we were writing about Liu Bao, and we're writing about the history of Liu Bao, and some of these old vintages. No matter how much our friends support our project, they can't donate a tea that it's too rare or expensive to send to all of you guys. But if you don't really drink it, you won't understand some of what's being talked about in the articles, and we want you to have that experience. So it's our aim throughout the year, maybe 3 or 4 times, we're going to try to use around $40, and we're going to be transparent every time. We're going to spend $40 and get more in a particular genre, selecting teas that are educational, and then offer them to you for $50. The $10 buffer between the minimum suggested donation of $50 and our cost of $40 is just because we're going to have a flat shipping rate, and the shipping is different to different places in the world. Like this time, for example, in December, we spent $40 on the tea. It was like 38 something, 38 and some change. And then we said the minimum donation was $50. And then, we made the shipping only $15, but shipping to some places was $25. To other places was $20, to other places was $17. So shipping was different to different places. And so that little $10 gave us a little buffer, so that we ended up, of course, not losing any money. But the aim of that project is purely educational. It's not to raise money. We have the Light Meets Life fundraiser for that. It's just purely to enhance the experience of the magazine, allow you to try more different kinds of tea, and learn more along with us throughout the year. So you can expect at least 2 or 3 more expansion packs throughout the year, which is really cool. Another change in 2017 that you may have noticed in the magazine is with regards to these videos themselves. It was really nice experiment in 2016. Every month we put little QR codes in the magazine, and we had articles that were aligned with certain movies throughout the year. But number one, we found that people in a lot of countries don't use QR codes, even though they're quite popular here in Taiwan. So having them in the magazine was just taking up space, because most people really weren't using them. Also, being forced and constrained to make not only a certain amount of videos a month, but have them be on certain topics was kind of limiting. And also, things here at the center are extremely busy. Publishing a magazine every single month, and also teaching and having guests from all over the world here, it's a lot of work. And we don't want these videos to feel constrained, to feel pressured, to feel like we have to make them. So in 2017, we've shifted the video production a little bit. We're still going to make videos every month. They're still going to be on topic. We're still going to talk about the things in the magazine and share more information with you in this format. We're just not going to constrain ourselves to a particular amount of videos or particular topics like the tea of the month, the brewing tips every single month. I know some of you guys enjoyed that, and it's really helpful, but it's also very, very constraining and hectic, and sometimes the videos then aren't made with the amount of joy and verve that they should be made with. They should be made with because we want to make them, because we love making them. So there's some people here that are starting to study a little bit more videography and get interested in it, and We're going to try to continue to make really cool video content all throughout 2017. It's just going to be a little bit more fluid, but it will come every month, and it will still enhance and expand upon your tea education, starting right from this month with a video, hopefully on some tea and food. Also, we'd like to announce the Global Tea Hut annual trip, which is amazing. Those of you who have been on any of our Global Tea Hut trips in the past, they are epic and life-changing. The 2016 trip was amazing to Yunnan, drinking tea with all the old trees. It was so wonderful. This year's trip is going to be absolutely amazing. Any day now, the application for going on this year's trip is going to be released on the website, and you're going to be able to apply for this year's amazing trip to Anhui. We've just solidified it. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to be spending 3 days in Huangshan, which is one of the most beautiful, stunning places on earth where Taoists have cultivated themselves for thousands of years. And we're going to be able to stay in the park through a friend of ours has government connections there. There's actually not really hotels in there, but we're going to be able to stay deep in the park and not have to come down. And we're going to be drinking tea and meditating and visiting all kinds of old Qing Dynasty buildings and Taoist temples. Then we're going to be spending 3 or 4 days in Qimen making organic red tea, organic green tea, organic Liu An tea, all different kinds of tea together, learning a ton about tea. And then we're going to get to go to Jingdezhen, which is the porcelain center of China for many centuries, and watch the porcelain and the Qinghua painting. And then we're going to go to Yixing, and we're going to learn all about Yixing Zisa Pats, and then ending the trip in Shanghai. It's going to be a beautiful 10-day trip with about 30 of you from around the world traveling together, making friends. This year's trip, like last year's, is going to have in the application, we're going to keep the same criteria, which is that you have to have been a member of Global Tea Hut for the entirety of the previous year in order to apply for this year's trip. If you weren't, and you've been a Global Tea Hut member for some months, and you weren't a member for the entirety of the year, you can still apply, and we'll put your name on a waiting list. And if there are spaces, you can still maybe get in that way. A couple people did last year, but for the most part, we're going to be taking applicants that were members all of last year. So it's going to be a really epic trip. I'm super excited, especially about Huangshan. It's such a gorgeous, stunning part of the earth, and to be able to sit with you guys and drink tea there is absolutely going to be wonderful. And speaking of tea travels, I'm going to be traveling a lot this year, a whole lot, which is another reason why when we talked about the videos and not being pressured and other people also helping, this is another reason why we wanted to be a little bit more fluid in our video production this year, is because I'm going to be traveling a lot. I'm going to Bali in a week from now to serve tea. I'm going to be serving tea at a festival in New Zealand. Then Sam and I are going back to New Zealand and Australia for a few weeks to travel around and share a whole bunch of tea with a whole bunch of you. And then I'll be going to the United States and to Russia, and also back for another retreat in Spain, and then maybe some events in the United States again. I'm also going to New York for the first time ever, which is really exciting to me. That'll be in June this summer. So there's a lot of amazing chances for connection this year. Which brings us to our final announcement, something we've been talking about for months and months. I wanted to let you know that it is still coming. The app, the Global Tea Hut app, will be released this year. We are working on it. We have a couple possibilities that are ironing themselves out as we speak. The aim is for the app to be able to connect all of you to each other, so that when you're traveling, you can meet other Global Tea Hut members and share tea with them. You'll know about events that are being held when I'm traveling and when any of you are traveling, and any events that are happening at anyone's house on a regular basis, or even semi-regular, or even every once in a while. You're just having an event, you want to post it into the community and see who shows up. Maybe there are Global Tea Hut members closer to you than you think. And beyond that, it's also going to be a means for connecting with each other, not just to share tea events, but just to share life and connect and become friends. You're going to be able to post to a stream, much like Instagram, where you can put photos and comments up of what teas you're drinking, what music you're listening to as you drink tea, anything in your life that is tea related that you want to share with the Global Tea Hut community. And also you're going to be able to privately message any other member in the world. So you're going to be able to have conversations with each other and get to know each other better and connect each other better, which is all and everything that Global Tea Hut is about, creating tea family all around the world together. As you can see, there's a whole lot of exciting stuff happening in 2017. There's never been a better year to join Global Tea Hut. The magazine looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous. We have some amazing issues planned that are coming up soon. Another in our series of the classics of tea. We've already translated the Cha Jing from the Tang Dynasty and the Song Huizong Cha Run from the Song Dynasty, and now we're going to translate several actually tea pieces from the Ming Dynasty. We also have an issue coming up on Liu An tea. We have an issue coming up on another tea teacher here in Taiwan. We've written about Master Lu and Master Tsai. We have another really important one. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's going to be really exciting to have a whole issue devoted to him because he's been very important to me. He's a very important teacher in my life. So having an issue about him, like we did for Master Lin and Lu and Master Tsai and all those others, it's going to be great. And much, much more. All are coming, and tons of amazing tea, especially now with the expansion packs. You can learn so much through Global Tea Hut, and you can also make friends with people, and then hopefully as many of you as possible can come here and visit us at the center. We'd love to have every one of you for another cup of tea, Te Guan Yin or otherwise. I thank you for all your support throughout 2016, and I hope that 2017 is a very, very tea-filled, inspired, uplifting, and growth-filled year for all of you. Thank you so much, and please don't forget that love truly can change the world bowl by bowl.